You'll be hearing this song a lot from now until the 1st of December, which is when the grand finale will come to us. It's the official theme song for the Women's African Cup of Nations, Ghana 2018. No, not Kenya, Equatorial Guinea, Mali, Nigeria, South Africa, and Zambia will all be here. Divided into two groups in Accra and Cape Coast. It will be a festival of women's football. We'll be talking about that preparedness because we'll be going to Cape Coast where our reporter Richard Kojonyako will be speaking to fans and also the media coordinator to let us know how the stadium there is ready as well. But first, and as usual on the Joy Sports Link, we do some international news. This weekend, there's so much great football. Monaco, PSG, Boca, River Plate, there's the Manchester Derby, and so on and so forth. George Addo Jr. looks around to all these games in the usual BBC two-way. We come back and do some women's football.
Thanks for your time this weekend. And Liverpool is surely our first port of call because of the unsynchronized patchy performances this season. Now, there's a narrative Klopp's men, are maturing and are firm title favourites. But their performances against big sides have not been convincing. Coupled with that result against Red Star Belgrade, is there cause for alarm?
I think, the table would suggest that panic would be a little hasty. Liverpool are still 2 points off the top after 11 games and remain unbeaten in the league. That is impressive. We mustn't suggest that it's not. I know what you're referring to, though. The draws with Arsenal, City and Chelsea suggest they've been unable to kind of push their way through and deny the top sides in crucial matches. But I'd certainly view the defeat in Belgrade to Red Star as a bit of an anomaly, to be perfectly honest. Many thought in passing that in the Champions League in Group C, every team would do the double over the Serbian side. But I think this is one of the most intimidating and difficult away games in Europe. Yes, Liverpool won 4-0 at Anfield. Yes, PSG put 6 past them in Paris. But away, Red Star are a different proposition, and they're such an intimidating ground. We should have taken more notice, really, when a very accomplished Napoli side could only manage a draw there in the first match day in the Champions League. So, Liverpool now have 2 games against Fulham and Watford in the Premier League, which I would fully expect them to win. Then high-profile matches against PSG in the Champions League at Anfield, and then Everton in the Merseyside derby. Failed to win those, and I think we may have a little bit more evidence in terms of a bit of a superiority complex for Jurgen Klopp's side against the big teams.
Let's talk the Manchester derby to come then, and Manchester United will be seeking to replicate their form that saw them win 3-2 last season at the Etihad. However, City are ominous at the moment, and before we talk about this game and where this will be won, though, is there progress at Manchester United?
Well, a lot of people suggesting that there's been massive progress in the last few weeks at United. I'm not sure about massive progress. I think I would say progress. The team aren't playing particularly impressively, but beating Juventus in Turin is a monumental result. No one has done that in the Champions League group stages for almost 10 years. I'm seeing in this United side, I think, evidence of the kind of plucky underdog status that Jose Mourinho's Porto team had. His Chelsea side really thrived under in his first spell in the Premier League, and his Inter Milan side became famous for, of course. But it does seem strange to label United as underdogs because of the millions of dollars spent on world-class players. But I think Mourinho is starting to just feed off that narrative again of him being past it as a manager, and this squad being littered with players who are not playing to their best, and suddenly we're seeing that backs against the wall siege mentality manifesting itself within games for Manchester United. Wednesday was the 3rd time in their past 6 matches that United have come from a goal down to win. That builds belief, there's no doubt about that, but I'm not sure it'll be enough against this City side at the Etihad, who, as you say, have scored 12 goals in just 2 matches at home. I think they might just have a little bit too much for United, and Jose Mourinho's side would need a lot of luck, I think, to come away with a win at the Etihad.
Chelsea have continued their impressive run under Mauricio Sarri and will be looking to do the same when they play Everton on Sunday. But considering they're defending at times, do you consider the Blues title favourites?
Definitely not title favourites. Contenders potentially as the season goes on if Eden Hazard stays fit and continues the form he's shown so far. They'll be in with a shout. They'll be in the mix. I think Hazard's won titles for Chelsea almost on his own, firing on all cylinders. But Sarri has named the same 4 defenders in particular in every single Premier League game so far this season: Azpilicueta, Rudiger, Luiz, and Alonso, unchanged in all 11 of their Premier League matches. They've looked decent enough, not impenetrable, but an injury or a suspension I think could derail things for Chelsea, because whenever Gary Cahill or Christensen, for example, have come in for cup games, they've looked entirely uncomfortable with what Sarri is asking them to do, and Chelsea really have leaked goals in the cup matches. I think they'll finish top 4, Chelsea, but as long as the season goes on, I would expect them to fall a little short, I think, because I don't think their squad depth is necessarily, especially in defensive areas, quite as impressive as say Liverpool or Manchester City.
Arsenal made a huge statement with their performance against Liverpool last week. And, well, is that enough to keep the Gunners dreaming big? Maybe title contenders?
Again, I'm not sure about Arsenal. 1 point from games against Manchester City, Chelsea and Liverpool doesn't scream title contenders to me. I think Unai Emery has made huge progress with this Arsenal team, a lot quicker than many of us thought. The fact that they're genuinely competing with the likes of Liverpool, as we saw last weekend, has shown how far they've come, from that kind of downward spiral of apathy in Wenger's last few years. I think they're a few seasons away from the position where Guardiola and Klopp are with their sides at the moment. They've had multiple seasons in the dugout to grow the club, the philosophy, but more importantly, I think recruit the players that they both need and want to address the issues in the team. This Arsenal side is still half of Wenger's team, and that's why they're not really the finished article, in my opinion. I have been very impressed, though, as I say, and I think they'll run the other top 6 sides very close for a Champions League spot. If things start to change, then I think they might take the Europa League very, very seriously. We've seen Unai Emery win that competition in the past, of course, with Sevilla.
Finally, which games would you recommend to EPL addicts down here, and why?
Well, I think Arsenal and Wolves should be entertaining. I'm also intrigued to see what kind of belief Newcastle will have gained from that first win of the season over Watford. They take on Bournemouth, who obviously surrendered that 2-0 lead to lose to Manchester United last time out. And then when we look even further down the bottom, Huddersfield and Cardiff, desperate for points there, in the relegation zone. Brighton and an informed West Ham, West Ham, well, I say in form, they've shown flashes, haven't they, West Ham? After a run of difficult results, they look back to their best last time out. They play Cardiff, so I think in terms of those two teams, Huddersfield and Cardiff, a lot to look at down there at the bottom in terms of an opportunity to get an all-important win and haul themselves out of the bottom 3.
Joy 99.7 FM.
And that was George Addo Jr. with the look from the BBC News 2-way on the big matches this weekend. I mean, if you are behind your television, you might want not to get up because there are so many good matches as well. Next week, by this time as well, we'll be looking forward to some cracking games. The Black Stars will be playing on Sunday against Ethiopia. That's next week, Sunday, against Ethiopia. But before then, on the Saturday, the Women's African Cup of Nations will begin. In studio with me is Benjamin Willie Graham. Ben, thank you for joining us.
It's always a pleasure.
Yeah, he's the venue local organizing committee media coordinator for Accra. So there are 2 venues for the Women's African Cup of Nations. It's Accra and Cape Coast, and he will be in charge of the media and everything else in Accra. This morning, Graham, I saw very beautiful pictures from the Accra Stadium. I mean, for those of us who look at it often, we don't recognize it from what we saw 2-3 months ago. It's looking really good, and we are told that there'll be a friendly to open it up tomorrow. Tell us about it.
I mean, that's if you look at the sort of work that needed to be done at the stadium, it was really enormous. And I was there. I left the stadium around 6:30 p.m. They were testing the floodlight. It was working perfectly. I think the bulbs have all been changed to something new, all of it. And then you talk about the scoreboard. It's also been fixed again. Yesterday they were also going through and making sure that it's going to work on match day, or maybe tomorrow, I'm sure. I don't know which production house is going to work on the friendly match though, but I'm sure when we're able to get there, it should be able to work for us. The Greengrass Tech team met Frank Boahin and his team. They were also working on the pitch. They had rolled the grass and were fixing the goalpost as well. And they were also working on having some synthetic carpets around the main pitch, and all of it looked very exciting to see. One of the areas that people were complaining to me about was the washrooms, and I have to tell you, Gary, that they fixed new toilet seats and made sure that the whole place is looking brand new in terms of the facilities that needed to be fixed there. And so I would say that the main work, and Gary, on the 17th of December 2017, when the CAF team came, they were specific on the areas we needed to work on. Specifics.
Yeah.
They talked about the pitch first. Then they came. They talked about the floodlight, the scoreboard, and then talked about the seats as well. And then the roofing at the VIP, the press box, and those areas needed to also be completed, which were the major ones. And then we talked about dressing rooms, the painting that had to be done outside the stadium and inside as well. So the specifics had been dealt with. And now what is left, perhaps the auxiliary ones, making sure that computers are fixed at the press center and the sockets are working, internet facilities is working, a Wi-Fi system and everything. Those are the ones that are left. I was asking when
and
it will
that
be
can be done
completed.
within 1 week, definitely.
Not even 2-3 days, depending.
Sure.
We should be able to fix that one.
Okay, so tomorrow there's Ghana versus South Africa.
Great.
Yeah.
And that's when we did the Ghana 2008, we had a four-nation tournament to open the
test
stadium.
the
To test. That's the reason we had to push the game to Accra to test the facility. And we're genuinely happy that South Africa really decided to come early and then play the Black Queens. And it's good. They came in the touchdown last night, somewhere at 10 p.m. And they have shown a lot of zeal and enthusiasm towards the competition. Coach Bashir Ford and his team are also ready. They had a training session today at 8 a.m. And so the friendly game is supposed to help us test the facilities. Gate is free. Come in, enjoy, and see what has been done.
4 p.m. tomorrow, gates free.
Free, yeah.
So, I mean, you can come with your family.
Anybody at all can just walk in. Just come and see the refurbished Accra Sports Stadium. The ones that will complain about everything.
Yeah. A lot of people always complain. I'm looking at Twitter and the messages we had since we put the pictures, the official photos issued by the LOC. Rafi Allen says, after this, we need to put our maintenance cap on and so that we don't spoil it like we usually do. Abdullah Ben Salif says, it's looking great from the pictures. It's just now the work of the managers to ensure maintenance of the facility after the tournament. Jungle King Idria says, I pray the fans will go in their numbers. Milano says, with our maintenance culture, I wouldn't be surprised if I see a different thing in 2 years' time. So it's the same thing.
The thing is, it's been 10 years since we actually worked on the various stadia after the 2008 Nations Cup. It's been absolutely disappointing for us. And one of the lines in the report of CAF was that after the 2008 Nations Cup, we've never had a major renovation work at the stadium. And so, looking at what had been done over the last couple of months, I think that it's tremendous, and it would baffle me a little bit. It would be a bit disappointing if you're not able to maintain what we have done so far. I mean, the scoreboard was one of the biggest issues and needed to be fixed, and we did the speed at which they had to get it done. I'm particularly amazed about that. And then of course the floodlights as well. And for us, it's a matter of us taking this as our own and making sure that we take advantage of it. How are we able to utilize the facility to make money? I know there are restaurants, there are other, shops at the stadium. I don't know how much they pay though, but I'm sure that funds go through a certain coffers, and when it comes to maintenance work, it's a different story.
Jay Jima says that we'll never do nice things until it's time to host something. Say yo on Twitter as well. Echo Hayford says maintaining it is the issue. Give it a year or two. Wisdom Kojo Strongbow says, I hope we can see a new phase of footballing on Ghanaian soil because of this renovation. Larry Ansa says after the tournament it will turn into Sakasaka Park. Poor maintenance. Kwame with AQ on Twitter also says it's not good news. Now churches can start organizing crusades on the pitch again. Dean Abdul Aziz says it's not just churches, but also music concerts and rallies. And Sugar Mo says this is laudable, but the upcoming S concert will be held there as I am told, the authorities should at least cover the grass for the show, or we should not host it there at all. So these are issues that we'll deal with as time goes on. We are 27 minutes to the top of the hour on 99.7 Joy FM. This is our last show before the African Cup of Nations for Women begins.
7 FM. Joy 99.7 FM.
That's the official song for the Women's African Cup of Nations. So Benjamin Willie Graham is the spokesperson for Accra. Let's now go to Cape Coast, which was a new stadium and was commissioned by former President Mills as well. And it also had its issues with renovation. It was left a little bit to, let's say, to be decrepit. And it's had its issues. But I know we are ready to go to Richard Kojo Nyako, our correspondent in Cape Coast, to speak to Asante Fokuo, who is the venue local organizing committee media spokesperson for that side as well. So over to you, Richard.
It's a few days to the commencement of the much talked about African Women Cup of Nations, and two venues are going to hold this competition, the Cape Coast venue and then the Accra venue, and there are other training pitches that have also been prepared. Here at the Cape Coast Sports Stadium, if you cast your eyes around, you can see the scoreboard is ready, the atmosphere is charged, and the expectations are very high. People are counting the days up to the very day for the commencement of this kind of competition. I've got Mr. Asante Fokuo here. Good morning.
Good morning, Kojo.
Well, tell me, are you ready?
Yes, we are. We are about 80%, 90% ready. We didn't get 100% at this time since we have a few days to go, but we are ready.
When you say we are 80, 90%, what is left of the percentage? I mean, what is really left for us to achieve the 100%?
We have media center to finish. I think we are yet to do that. We also have the dressing room, the lockers, which is also yet to be done. We have few things as to the pitch. We need to mold the pitch again so we can get the flat level. So with these few things to do, I think we are ready.
Now, let's look at the scoreboard. A few weeks ago, it wasn't working. Are we assured that the scoreboard would be working during this competition?
Perfectly so. It is working now. So that means during the competition, it will definitely work. We had few challenge because it was customized to the Chinese, and as much as possible, the ministry and also the LOC did their best to get other people to break through the Chinese system. And we've been able to do that. And let me tell you, since last week, the scoreboard is working. And we are very happy about it because since about 1.5 years now, it has not been working because of these challenges that we were encountering. But for now, it is very, very much working. During the competition, it will work. We've tested it for almost 3 days now, and we have no challenges with it.
Let's look at the pitch. Are we set that the pitch is ready for this competition?
Yes, because you look at the pitch, it is green now. Initially, we had a challenge with armyworms attacking the pitch, so we needed to treat those worms. And when CAF inspection team came, they said, "Oh, what is wrong?" We told them that this is a challenge and it can happen to any pitch. So we promised them that we're going to deal with it. And now we've been able to deal with it, and you can see that it is green and it is ready. We just need to mow it for the last time. And a week today, we have the tournament going.
Let's go to town. I mean, the expectations of people. Are people really aware that this competition will be taking off in about a week time?
Yes, because the media plan that we had, we started with initial telling people, informing them of what is happening, and we said 2 weeks to the time we increased the number of jingles being played on air. We've done that. We said 10 days to the start of the tournament, we see flyers and banners in town. Although we couldn't meet that target, but today the branding will start. The people who are coming to do the branding are in town now, so they will start the whole branding today. So very soon you see the whole of Cape Coast being branded, and it is in the plan that from Cape Coast to Accra you see flag, you see banners, you see so many things on the road, so that when you are coming, you have the feel of it that this is where the tournament is being done. The people of Cape Coast, they've embraced this tournament. When you go to radio stations, the things that they say, whether Ghana is here or Ghana is not here, we need to come and support Ghana. So you can see that as catch up with people. For instance, University of Cape Coast, there's so much enthused about it, and people are ready to come and support the various teams here.
And are we expecting the various teams here? We have 4 teams here?
Yes, we have 4 teams here. We have Equatorial Guinea, we have South Africa, we have Zambia, and we have Nigeria. You know, Nigeria and South Africa, they have big bands, so for them, they are coming. South Africa, is in Ghana now. We are expecting Nigeria 2 days to the start of the tournament, but others, CAF will provide their schedule because you can't force them to come at any particular point in time, but CAF will just give us the schedule to one. But we are hoping that 2 days to the start of the tournament, they will all be in Cape Coast.
How are we positioning ourselves to take advantage of this event, knowing that the entire world would be watching us? Our kinky, our fried fish, our everything. I mean, the local cuisines that are here. I mean, have we interacted with the people that make the prepare the kinky and all of that to take advantage of this?
Kojo, the Metropolitan Chief Executive Officer is a member of this committee. We have the Deputy Regional Minister, in the person of Thomas Ejie Bafo, who is the chair of the committee. So we're on the grassroots. We've spoken to the people of Cape Coast. We've spoken to those people who prepare our dishes. That it is not for made in Ghana. We should try as much as possible to expose Cape Coast to the whole wide world in terms of our culture, in terms of the food that we eat, in terms of different things that we do. So from this time to the period where we end the tournament, we expect them to cook nice and delicious dishes. We expect them to portray the central region and Ghana culture, so people will take something out to their country.
Joy 99.7 FM.
Do all those. We've also spoken to them that fine. We agree that there may be some price increase, but not too much. They should be quite moderate, so that people can have Ghana, take Ghana home, and take Ghana to their country. Apart from that, we have also tourist attraction site in Cape Coast and other parts of the region. We've also told the team liaison officers that we have those sites, so they can take their teams there. The supporters can go there and visit those places. We have stickers that is indicating all those things. We will paste them on their buses and their hotel places where you want to go. We've also spoken to the hotels that this is what we want to do, so we are in collaboration with them as much as possible to get people to a tourist site. Because apart from that too, what we are trying to do is what is happening in Cape Coast. We need to let anybody take advantage of what is happening in Cape Coast. We will sell. We've also advised the taxi drivers to clean their taxis, make sure that their needs, try as much as possible to use the English language, because there are other people coming who can't speak the other local dialect, so they should use the English language.
They could even take advantage to teach them a few fancy.
Of course, yes. I remember we told them that you can. It is through your initiative. You can say Akwaba, welcome. Say, what does it mean? Oh, Akwaba, welcome. So we've also spoken to the taxi drivers. We've done all those things. We've asked people to clean our beaches, but definitely people wouldn't come. People don't want to go there with nice stories.
So this tournament is going to be very unique. They are going to ensure inclusivity. Inclusivity, I mean that they are going to bring autistic children, and they are going to help usher the teams in and on the football pitch. And it's going to be really, really exciting, because this is barely done that people with alternative abilities are given that opportunity in terms of big competitions like this, and that's really what is going to happen. And so Cape Coast is waiting. They are counting by the minute, and they are expecting that they will be thrilled by the competition. From the Cape Coast Sports Stadium, my name is Richard Kwejonya for Joy Sports.
Conversation with a legend. He's right here. He's waiting.
Joy 99.7 FM.
So, report from Cape Coast by Richard Kwejonya there. But what's a report without the fans? And so we would also get the perspective of the people for whom all this is being done, the fans of Cape Coast. The African Cup of Nations begins next week.
I've been hearing it on radio all over and also on TV stations saying that Ghana will be hosting Women's Cup of Nations, and I'm very excited that our country is hosting such a game, and I'll be happy more games will be coming to Ghana.
What are your expectations? Do you expect Ghana to win or something?
Yeah, I'm expecting Ghana to win.
What gives you that confidence?
I know the coach is doing very well, and I trust my team and my country that they will win the cup to make us proud.
Okay, let me turn to this woman. How well do you know about this tournament?
Oh, okay, I've been hearing it all over around Cape Coast. Every radio station is talking about. I'm expecting that Ghana will win the AFCON.
What gives you that confidence that Ghana will win? Because Nigeria is there, South Africa is there. They are all very great teams in terms of women football.
Because I know Ghanaians are very capable of winning, yeah. I think this game will even bring socialization. I mean, meeting new people from other countries, yeah.
You're not married, right?
No.
So maybe you could have a husband even in there.
Joy 99.7 FM.
But it is possible, right?
Yeah, everything is possible.
So what are you telling the fans out there?
Like, I'm expecting my people, like, the Ghanaians should come to the stadium to come and watch them.
So your name?
Hausa.
Hausa. Okay. So Hausa is beaming with a lot of confidence and excited that the tournament is being hosted in Ghana. Tell me your name.
Yeah, I'm Philip Atafosan.
Yeah. And you know, how well do you know about this tournament?
Oh, I've known about this for over 3 months now. Yeah. And we are all waiting for the time to come so that we come and enjoy ourselves. You see, Cape Coast, we have done it before. During the AFCON, the stadium was always filled with the Waffle competition. Yeah, and we are happy Cape Coast is part of the venues for the competition. And looking at the people in town, the way they are talking about it, the radio station, they have really done very well. We believe we'll do better than even the Waffle. Yes, the Cape Coasters are ready to come. Yes, yeah, that's the time you socialize with your friends, your family, your children, you bring them to the stadium, you have fun together. So we are waiting for the time.
So you feel that the stadium will be filled to capacity?
Oh, we have done it before. Yeah, just go back and watch the Waffle competition. You saw the way the place was filled to capacity. It's just time to all the universities are in school, the secondary schools are there. And I believe the tickets, when they are available, we are going to buy them and then come and watch.
What are you going to do differently to maybe tell the foreigners that indeed they've come to Ghana?
I think the first thing is to be disciplined. You come to the stadium, you comport yourself, you pay for your ticket, you come and watch. And then the extra mile we can go is to bring the women. We just have to bring our wives and then our girlfriends, our sisters. It is their time. It is always the men games that we go to the stadium to watch. This time we should encourage the women. One thing I would say is if the competition will be free for the women and then we the men will pay, I think it will be better so that we see more women than the men.
So you are advocating men paying and women, being let in free?
Yeah, if I should pay 20 and I can bring about 2 ladies or 4, yes, I think it will be cool.
Do you agree? Do you agree with him?
Yeah, I really agree with him.
Why do you agree with him? Because aren't we all gunning for equality?
Yes, although mostly all women are working now, but the men are really gaining than the women. Yeah.
So that is why you feel that the women should not pay and the men.
Yes.
How many men are you bringing when you are coming?
About 10.
About 10.
Yes.
Oh, expectation for every Ghanaian. My expectation like every Ghanaian.
You know that it might interest you to know that not every Ghanaian will think the way you do that Ghana is going to win.
Oh, no. Well, the president said we should be all citizens, yes. So we are all being citizens and Ghana must win.
How many people are you bringing to the stadium?
Oh, my family. I'm going to bring my kids. That's definitely I'm going to bring my kids to the stadium. I think if there's any Ghanaian who's not supporting the women's game, you should come and support the women's game. I think that the women's game has so much future in this country. All they need is our support, and I think that we should come around and support them. No pressures to you, ladies. I think that that should not be a pressure on you. This is your profession. You are good. You are talented. We just come in to support.
There's this argument that has been raised that the men should be made to pay and the women should not be made to pay to encourage the women to watch football more.
I agree because in our part of the world, women are not encouraged to engage in sports, and I think that if young girls, especially young girls, are allowed to come in freely and come and see the stars play, it's kind of motivate those people who have those talent, who want to exhibit it, who want people to cheer them up. I think that would be great. That would be great.
What do you think we should do differently to sell the city of Cape Coast to the rest of the world? Because this tournament will be beaming live on, throughout the entire world.
Yeah, like we did with the men's game, the Waffle. I think that we could do more. I think that we could do more to sell Cape Coast. I think that those people who do the coverage must do something like the sightseeing, like the Sky people did here. You know, they used to give us a sightseeing before the game and everything, even though we come to the stadium. But to sell, I think that the broadcaster should show something about Cape Coast, talk to people about Cape Coast. I think that's more. I think we have so much to offer. Apart from football, we have so much to offer. You need more investment and stuff like that here. But I think that this will give us the opportunity to sell our town, our historic town.
So here you are, you had some of the fans here who are excited about what is going to happen. They are busily counting by the minute. So we started speaking with a few fans, and we've been joined by many of them. They are really, really excited. They are hoping that the tournament is going to commence, and the expectations are very huge. And the atmosphere is fever pitch high. They are expecting nothing that the Black Queens will lift the cup.
Joy 99.7 FM.
Richard Koyonyako again speaking to the fans there. This is Accra 99.7 Joy FM. So we've been to Cape Coast. We've been speaking to the media officer there, and Benjamin Willie Graham is the media officer for Accra. He started the conversation with us. So, Graham, I mean, we've got to both cities, and we've seen how prepared we are with 12 minutes to the top of the hour here as well. Any other things that you feel we should know? I mean, the media, accreditation.
Yeah, I'm sure by Monday we should be able to sort it out. I know that a lot of media guys have had notification from CAF and that
in the emails.
Yeah, so we're looking to get the blue more where the national security have a certain office there. We want to put that place there as the media center, the accreditation center actually for the for collection. And I think we should be able to sort it out on Monday, and then we give notification as to what times media men should come for their accreditation. Having said this, I think that we're also looking to ensure that we have a very exciting tournament. And so we're putting something together there for our guys who come and work at the stadium. The media center is supposed to be fitted with laptops and computers and have the fastest internet facility at the stadium. Buses, again, will be provided for media, the media men, women who come from these other countries. I know certain hotels are into accommodate some of them. M Plaza Hotel, I'm told, A1 Hotel, some of the hotels that the media men or media team from different countries want to go and then lodge. And so after games, there will be buses, that will convey them from the stadium to their hotels and from their hotels back to the stadium. And we are happy to say that the marketing agency for CAF, Lagardère, the team that is supposed to help us with the branding of the various stadia and the training pitches, they are in town, and so they're going to start the branding process. I'm sure by tomorrow we should be seeing some of them at this Accra Sports Stadium, and then they take a lead to Cape Coast as well. Today, some of the CAF team have been in Cape Coast. I'm sure by now they should be wrapping up their work. And the IT team, together with the general coordinators, they were there to also ascertain the state of work done and also come back to tell us that, okay, the teams that are going to be in Cape Coast are also ready. So, I would say that we are perfectly in shape there. Remember, the State Transport Corporation is also going to help us with the buses there to get the teams moving from their
one city to the other.
Yeah. So I mean, Gary, we're all set for this competition.
Right. I mean, in terms of the football, though, we are a media coordinator, but certain things are...
Okay.
You are Ghanaian also.
Yeah.
In terms of appearances, I mean, we are not the team with the most. Nigeria has 13. They'll be on 13, and then Ghana has 12.
Okay.
So Algeria have 5, Cameroon have 13 as well. Those are the powerhouses.
Yeah.
Mali have 7, South Africa have 12. So you can clearly see Ghana, Nigeria, South Africa, who have 12 appearances. Nigeria have 13. Cameroon have 13 as well. And then in terms of the rankings, Nigeria are the highest ranked team.
Yeah.
They are first in Africa and 38th in the world. They're coming into this tournament. Ghana are the second ranked team in Africa and then 47th in the world, all the way to Equatorial Guinea and so on and so forth. Graham, give us assurance.
I mean, check it. You would realize that we've not won the AFCON ever.
Yes.
But surprisingly, Equatorial Guinea had won it.
We've been in finals and finals and finals.
But oftentimes it's Ghana, Nigeria finals until Equatorial Guinea came in at a point in time and won it. And then we've seen South Africa pushing, to bridge that gap as well. I think that one, funding has been a major setback. If you compare our performance on the continent to that of some of the teams that just even came in, Algeria, South Africa really have improved on their performance on the African continent. It used to be Ghana, Nigeria alone.
Yep.
It used to be that until the other countries started coming in, or because they got the support from government, they had the funding. And Gary, I have had the opportunity of watching the Women's League, and I have been disappointed, especially the pitch.
The pitches we use.
Yeah, I mean, you ask yourself whether we really care about them. But all in all, they were the first team to get to the World Cup, the Black Queens, before even the Black Stars thought about it.
Sure.
The Black Maidens, the Princesses have all been to World Cups a couple of times. Now the Maidens are even
some of them
17.
consecutively.
Yes. So they haven't really had the necessary support that we should really give them. But luckily, we are hosting the competition here in Ghana. It should afford them that needed, belief that maybe it should be the time for us to put some bit of attention there and then help them grow. The old players have complained, bemoaned about the lack of support, funding, and all those things to the Black Queens. I know that they still have some arrears there regarding their win in Congo on the All Africa Games. So that moment we think that we should be able to push further and help them. But Gary, is going to be difficult if you ask me, because Nigeria is coming in all guns blazing. South Africa is also coming in all guns blazing. Algeria, Mali, Cameroon, they're not going to be walking the park performance for us. I think that we need to push further. And I believe that Coach Bashir Ford and Messi Teokwaku would have to do extra. I remember what we did in 2008 when we said we were going to win it hands down. And then eventually Cameroon just shocked us with that, So I don't want to really pitch myself there, but I'm happy. There isn't that much pressure on the girls as to host and win thing.
Thank you. I hope they aren't feeling that pressure.
Yes,
because
for now it's not. We are not drumming home that language.
No. So
they
should go and have fun.
Yes, they come, but have fun with the cup in mind. Have fun, knowing that you have to qualify for the Women's World Cup as well, because now the qualification module has changed. These are the qualification processes. Now you have to play a tournament to qualify for the major tournament, and people are complaining about that, especially when the 17 team got out. I think that it's a system that we should
embrace.
Yeah, embrace. I think that the European teams are also doing the same, isn't it? So I hope they just go out there and enjoy themselves.
Yeah, and just like Graham said, I mean, the fact that if you win the Women's AFCON or you come second,
third.
Yes, so gold, silver, bronze.
Yes.
So all three will qualify for
automatically
the next World Cup, which is in France, I believe. Yeah, and they are getting ready for that. Meanwhile, the other teams are also coming down. I mean, this week we saw the Black Queens go to Southern Africa to play Zambia and Kenya. A word on that?
I have had somebody ask me, why did you go to high altitude to play that game and instead of bringing them to Ghana? Charlie, if you are happy and somebody says, come, let's play,
you go.
Already you're thinking about, do I have enough money and all those things? And somebody says, don't worry, just come, let's play and enjoy. It's good for us. The advantage is that, yes, you move to the high altitude. Zambia had not come, but South Africa being smart, they are in early to acclimatize. They play their games or whatever. Now we have the advantage because then we know that we played Zambia before, we played maybe Kenya. Unfortunately, Equatorial Guinea is coming. So we have an idea of the sort of team they have and how they're going to approach their matches. The only thing is, the Black Queens had this national tour with the local players until we had the foreign-based players coming in to balance the team.
Yeah.
I'm not too sure that it worked to perfection, but it's also good for Coach Bashir Ford to know that there's some work to be done. He needs to, soften the rough edges of the team to get to that level where he believes that, okay, we are tournament ready to go out there and hit Cameroon. If you look at our team, for instance, our group, we have Cameroon, we have Mali, we have Algeria. These are tough teams to play. And so I'm believing that it's still work in progress. I'm told that President Hagan also has picked up an injury.
Sure.
And so that means that there's somebody that needs to come in. So tomorrow's game against South Africa should present us an idea of what the team is going to be like at the main tournament. And I think that we should be able to look at it from that point of view and say, with this team, we are ready to win the cup or otherwise, or maybe we'll be match after match to progress.
Excellent indeed. So we've touched on a lot of the bases. I mean, have we touched on everything? I mean, we've looked at the stadium.
Publicity is something that people are worried about. Yeah.
From the Cape Coast report, you could tell that the publicity has been really high.
Yeah, and it's been intense.
It started 3 months ago. So, and having asked with, so a few of the international broadcasters, my friends at the BBC and others, they have been asking for hotels and things like that. And the hotels have been ready for a while. Yeah. They've all been ready. In fact, and as usual, they've jacked out the prices. So one of the popular hotels, one of the best hotels in Cape Coast is now going for, it used to be $160 a night. But they are now charging $160 a night. Yeah, I'm telling you, because of the women's AFCON, So I think the Central Regional Minister and a couple of people went to talk to them. That look, this is not the Men's African Cup of Nations. You are not going to get
AFCON.
It's
still AFCON.
It's still, but the Men's African Cup of Nations brings people with set. You know that there's money. Basically, but the Women's AFCON is mostly media people. And then the broadcasters.
And then there's some bit of funds coming
How
in.
many fans are going to come? Wow. So when I heard the lady on the interview saying that she wants to meet somebody to marry, maybe.
That's also good because I know my brothers in Nigeria will come in with their numbers to support the team. They want to be there. So, I had a call today. A friend said he's trying to organize some supporters of South Africa to come in and help the team. So, it depends on how he has to go. But I think that, Gary, to be honest with you, the publicity bit hasn't been 100% and it hasn't only been 20%.
Especially in Accra.
Especially in Accra. I think that Island publicity is something people haven't seen that much because a lot of people were hoping to see, a lot of flags or around the streets and the middle of
billboards,
walkways and the rest. But there are billboards already.
I've seen one at the Osu, near the Osu Cemetery.
But it hasn't been flooding almost everywhere.
Yeah, sure.
Time was you probably might see Ghana flag all over the place with other countries' flag. Those are the island, branding that we haven't perhaps done much, even though we've done a couple of them. So I think that the mascot has been our major, publicity.
What's the name again?
Agrohima, going around. I saw Hima in Cape Coast. He's moved to Takoradi, she's moved to Kumasi. But I think that we still need to get the hype. What we're doing now is also part of the publicity for the competition. But I think gradually we should be able to get that. Maybe, typical last-minute stuff. We want to head it up by next week to push it, and then people get to move in. And so we'll get there. The TV is ready, the commercials. I've seen a couple of it. I'm sure when you see one, you laugh your heart out.
The TVCs,
yeah, TVCs, yeah. So we've done a couple of them. We should be able to get it out there for people to see. The radio jingles. And Gary, unfortunately, we had Kenya, now Equatorial Guinea. You have to go back and change all over again. If you had done the branding with Kenya, now you have to go back and change. So those are also minor
And again,
issues.
for listeners who don't know what he's talking about, as of last week by this time, we thought Kenya was going to be coming for the African Cup of Nations because they had put in a request to CAF that Equatorial Guinea, who had qualified, from a football point of view for the tournament, Kenya filed a protest that said that Equatorial Guinea fielded a couple of players who were qualified. Not eligible.
One particular player.
Yes, one particular player. They actually said 2 or 3, but it was one Gen. And so they were given the go-ahead to take part in the competition. But at the last minute, CAF now, earlier this week, brought out a statement to say that upon investigations, it appears that this player is indeed eligible to play for them. And Kenya say they are going to protest it at the Court of Arbitration for Sport. So from a branding point of view, it's been a bit of a nightmare because even the jingle that has been playing on our own sister station at Dome FM, once it's playing Kenya, it's playing Equatorial Guinea. So
confusing.
You're not sure what is there.
But that
as well.
particular case is interesting. I think FIFA even came in at the point on that Equatorial Guinea issue, and CAF also came out and changed. So people were asking, at FIFA's point of view, I think Equatorial Guinea still remains a banned, team for even if they qualify for the Women's World Cup. It doesn't appear that they might even go. So
why would they play for the CAF?
So that is where the point of contention somehow became.
As organizers, do you even know who is coming?
For us, we're working per CAF communication.
Yeah.
If they say it's Equatorial Guinea, we work with that. I don't think we are really.
But that affects your branding, your communication.
It's unfortunate. But here's the
thing.
And
even we as broadcasters, we are getting ready with our stats and research and stuff.
Then you have to change it all over again. But currently, the appeals communication that came through to everybody says Equatorial Guinea. And we have to go by that tangent until CAF says something otherwise that compels CAF to change it. then again we'll still throw our plans into a bit of a state of confusion though. But for now, we're working with the communication from CAF, that says Equatorial Guinea. And that, for us as local organizing committee, we work per CAF's instruction, and that's it.
99.7 Joy FM. Time just gone past 1 o'clock. It's 2 minutes after 1, actually, in our studios here in Kukumlemle. If you want to give us a shout on the Women's African Cup of Nations, what do you expect? Whether you'll be going to the stadium, it's been renovated, so it's looking like brand new. I mean, this will be the best time for you to go there as well.
I've heard people ask me, okay, so it's women's football, stadium should be free, but I tell them it's a tournament, it's a CAF tournament, so obviously
they need to make money.
Yeah, so I think the lowest price for a ticket is 5 cedis.
Oh, okay.
The lowest.
And it's for a match day?
If a match day. So if there were 2 matches on a day, so 10 cedis for 2 games.
Really?
Yeah.
So
the least price for a match or a ticket is 5 cedis.
Okay.
So it's for 2 games.
Right.
So if you go, first game is 5 cedis. If you are Popular Stand, it's 5 cedis. The second one the same. So 10 cedis, you have 2 games.
But here's a question. If there are 2 matches on a certain day, and I go in the stadium for the first match, before the second match, would they tell me to go out?
Obviously. Not that you have to go with 2 tickets.
Okay.
No one.
So if I go in, you get my point. If I go in with 1 for the first match, and the first match is over, and I want to stay for the second one, but I don't want them to.
You have volunteers and stewards coming in to check everybody. Obviously. So
okay.
So
if the stadium is full, they can check everybody.
Of course, because your ticket, you go through a certain process. You know, there's a security. Yeah, but you have to check all those things.
I'm saying once I'm inside for the first game, how would you know that?
Unless you're coming with 1 ticket, okay, that's what I'm saying. Security is there to check you out. Okay, so security would be there to check everybody. And the World Cup and the rest, it happens.
Yes.
You don't go in 1 ticket and stay. By that time, they come back and check everybody. Yeah.
Now, typically, they don't have 2 games at one same venue for the World Cup.
Unfortunately.
That's the point. Anyway, so Graham, many thanks for your time. Today is a bit of a special edition of the show because we are ending this segment here and then we are going elsewhere. So we've been doing the Women's AFCON chat here. We'll be going now to some place in Accra where Nathaniel Attor is. Yesterday on the locker room, Arsenal legend Robert Pires was in the studio to speak to George Addo Jr. because he's in Ghana for some activation for one of the banking brands. We'll be getting more details for that. Nathaniel is at the Accra Mall where he'll be doing some interviews there as well. This is the Joy Sports Link. My name is Gary Al Smith. Nathaniel will be taking over from now till the end of the show. Many thanks for listening to this leg.
Joy 99.7 FM.
Sample.